For those of you who can think back to 2015, way back in 2015, when Justin Trudeau and his Liberal Party ran on a platform, it's a big glossy picture on the front of the federal Liberal platform from 2015 to chart a path or plan for Canada's middle class. But today, an article that quotes a federal government source refers to 73% of Canadians being lower income. So my question is, are you one of those households? And I want to break down what's happened to Canada's middle class, that what it means for 73% of Canadian households to be considered lower income in a second. And I'm going to do that for you. But again, I have to point out that the federal Liberal government, Justin Trudeau's government, is trying to ram through two censorship bills in the House of Commons. In fact, they're trying to do that today, Bill C-11, if you're following debate in the House of Commons. I'll be there later tonight as well, trying to protect you guys from this bill being passed. This is why I'm writing long form articles. I know you guys are probably tired at this point about me talking about this, but it's so important because if the federal Liberals and their NDP coalition partners pass this bill in the next week, it's going to be much harder for me to communicate with you guys. They are censorship bills, and this is why I am writing these long form articles. The link to this article, which breaks down this issue that I'm going to be talking about, is in the comments. I just need you to take 1 second to click subscribe so that I can continue to communicate with you as we hear platforms like Facebook saying that they're going to ban news, as Bill C-11 and Bill C-18 might pass, and as Google is also saying that it is banning news due to these censorship bills. So again, this article is the links in the comments. Click subscribe really quickly because I need to be able to communicate with you on what's going on in Ottawa. These are not things, these are really important topics that you need to know about. So back to the topic at hand. Where is Canada's middle class gone? If you remember back, this was right before the pandemic, Trudeau got in a bunch of hot water because him and his ministers couldn't really define what middle class meant. There are a lot of different economic terms for what middle class Canadians mean, but for those of you who are watching, I bet you would describe it as the promise of financial stability, enough financial stability that you can cover your basic necessities and also over time save for things like purchasing a home or a new car or saving for retirement. Those are the sorts of things that as a politician, I have heard people talk about what middle class means. It's that promise of upward social mobility. But today, a government source from the federal government, they're pre-positioning for the federal Liberal budget, which is going to be dropped tomorrow. And they are saying that there's this targeted initiative in it that's targeted to lower income households. And they say that 11 million Canadian households qualifier would be defined as lower income. And I think that what the Liberals did inadvertently was they said the silent part out loud. And that is something that all of you know. Over the last few years, because of inflationary deficit spending, your ability to purchase a home has decreased. Why? Because since the Liberals took office, and I've got it in this article, the link is in the comment feed again. Click on this so you can read it, subscribe, and share it. All these stats are right in there for you. So from 2015 to 2021, the average Canadian home cost of a Canadian home has gone from $413,000 to $811,000. The price of a new car, $28,000 in 2015. Today, over $55,000. A two-bedroom apartment average cost to rent in Canada went from $949 in 2015 to $2,103 nationally today. So this means that your ability, any Canadian's ability to take their paycheck and then save for things like purchasing a home or buying a new car. That's all been dramatically decreased because of this inflationary crisis that Justin Trudeau has created. So by him and the government saying and admitting that 11 million Canadians are now considered lower income, what's happened is that dream that we all shared of being able to, not come from generational wealth or come as a new Canadian to Canada and to work hard and to save and to better things for yourself and your family, that hope, that middle class hope, that's really what the middle class dream, that's at the core of it, that's been erased. And that's what the Trudeau government announced today. Inadvertently, in this announcement. The link again is in this article that I've written. The link's in the comment feed. I'm writing these long form articles because we know that the Liberal government has these censorship bills. I ask you just to take a minute to click the link in the comments, to read it, to subscribe. When you subscribe, it allows me to directly communicate with you because when I see these censorship bills, what I think about is I'm sure Justin Trudeau doesn't want me talking to you about the fact this is a reality that you know about. When you read this, you'll be like, you know what? This sounds a lot like me and my family, right? Particularly if you're watching this and you're a new Canadian or you're under the age of 35. Many of you, the hope of owning a home, that's really decreased in the last few years. And it's not just the cost of things that have increased. The prime interest rate, again, this is in the article, the link's in the comments feed. The prime interest rate when Justin Trudeau took office was about 2.7%. Now it's over 6%. So that means that while these big ticket items and the cost of everyday living has increased, the cost of even borrowing money to afford those things has increased so much. So what's happened is at the same time, wages haven't kept pace either. So now all of us have all much more expenses, so much more expenses, but our purchasing power has decreased. And in doing so, Justin Trudeau, going back to 2015 when he said he was charting a path for the middle class, he erased the middle class. That's what he's done, is he has erased the hope and the prospect of an upward financial future for millions of Canadians. Think about that. In 2015, the Liberals campaigned on a path or a plan for the middle class. And what they've done by admission today is put 11 million Canadian households on a trajectory by their own description to be lower income. And they want you to think that their deficit spending ways that I'm sure is going to be in the federal budget tomorrow. I'm not expecting a lot of fiscal restraint. I'm sure many of you aren't either. That lack of planning is somehow made our country stronger. What unites us as Canadians and has always united us as Canadians across such people of such diverse backgrounds from across the world, what has united us is a hope that in our country, you don't have to come from wealth in order to succeed in life, that there are opportunities here that you can, by the work of your own hand, get ahead. And again, this article, the link's in the comment feed, please click subscribe so that I can keep talking to you after Bills C11 and C18 if the coalitions pass it. What the Liberals have done is essentially take that dream away from 11 million Canadian households, and I'm sure that that's growing. It's not fair. And so as the Liberals put their budget out tomorrow, share this video because at the end of the day, they put it right in this article. They said it themselves. 11 million Canadian households are now defined as lower income. Where did the middle class go in Canada? Where did that ability to think about buying a new car or saving for retirement, where did that go? It's evaporated under Justin Trudeau. It's vanished. And he needs to be held to account for that, which is exactly what I will continue to do for you. And that's why I'm writing these things, so that you can see what's happening in Ottawa. You can see this analysis that might not get picked up in the mainstream media. So again, the link to this, please read it, please share it, is in the comment feed. Click subscribe so that I can continue to communicate with you as the Liberals advance these censorship bills. And I'm going to get back to the House of Commons to keep debating these important issues. Working hard for you in Ottawa. Have a great day.